man. Ladies and gentlemen. All right. Italian brain rot. Ooh boy. Ladies and gentlemen, I feel old. I'll be real. I feel like at this point I've peaked. I don't resonate with the children these days. I don't get what it's like to be young anymore. I'm going to start off with just feeling old right now. Okay, back in the day, one of the things that was really popular on YouTube, like when the site first launched, was YouTube poops. Okay, now if you're my age, you've probably seen a lot of YouTube poops. Okay, not the recent stuff. I'm talking about really old shit. People would just take, images and people would just literally take clips from TV shows and edit memes and all this crazy shit on top of it. And obviously it didn't have to make any form of sense. It literally just existed to be brain rot. Okay. And that's the word for today. Now, I didn't know this, but apparently Oxford Dictionary has brain rot written into it, which was their word of the year. Okay. Brain rot for 2024. What is brain rot? Our experts noticed that brain rot gained new prominence this year as a term used to capture concerns about the impact of consuming excessive amounts of low-quality online content, especially on social media. Now, brain rot is a problem for sure. And obviously, it doesn't even extend to just anything. One of the original creepypastas that I think I read on my channel was Hotel Mario, the 13th Hotel. Somebody took the CDI images from a Hotel Mario game and made that shit look like a horror experience, right? So you've got Luigi spiked and impaled and Mario going, oh, that's my brother. He's gone and dead. Obviously, look, 2 years ago, we talked about Skibbity Toilet. And, it gained prominence. The Fuck Boom has 46.5 million subscribers. And as of 3 weeks ago, 15 million people tuned in to updates on the Skibbity universe. Now, obviously, look, Skibbity is no joke. There is a lot of effort put into it. Whether you want to say it's just source filmmaker slop, there's no way you can deny that, at least for some people, this is a cinematic experience that will be remembered for ages. I'm sure somewhere in the zeitgeist, this will remain. But obviously for today, what I started laughing at was a phenomenon known as Italian brain rot. Now, you don't know anything about Italian brain rot, just look it up on YouTube for a second. I swear to God, it is the easiest cheat code for viewership, because at least with Skibbity Toilet, you had to take Half-Life 2 and source filmmaker assets. Here, using the power of AI generation, we now have songs like Tralalero Tralala, the Italian brain rot song. So I guess maybe we should take a listen to it a little bit. It's only 1 minute and 12 seconds. So about the average, TikTok attention span. Let's check it out.
Tralalero, tralala, shark with blue shoes, slides through the sea like he's...
I don't think I'm laughing so much. It's because I know for a fact in some fucking Olive Garden somewhere, there's a 5-year-old on their fucking iPad watching this dog shit. It's so crazy, man. It's so insane. Obviously, if you look into the comment section for this too, I think you can tell people are having a laugh. Finally, a song I can play at my wedding and your divorce on the same day. This is exactly why aliens don't come to planet Earth. What is 44 is the best part? Whoa, Speed needs to calm the fuck down. He's about to lose it over an AI banana. Now, maybe all right, hold on a minute. Is this just music? No. If you look carefully at it, this is 18 million views 4 months ago, okay? So this is very, very up there. A month ago, Soda Pop and Italian Brain Rot. Official version, apparently. 20 million. And you might be like, what are all these fucking characters, Muda? Where do they even come from? Now, if you're somebody that plays Roblox, you probably have heard of games like Steal a Brain Rot, which is where the popularity for some of this stuff comes from. Apparently, millions of users. Right now, there is 1 million active users stealing these brain rot characters in their game, okay? And it's not just Roblox, it's Fortnite, anything with a creative mode attracts this sort of slop. But the thing is, look, man, I'm not here to like shit on anybody's like brain rot. Like I said, I grew up with YouTube poops, okay? Some kids grew up with Skibbity Toilet. Now kids are growing up with brain rot, Italian brain rot. So what are the characters behind the Italian brain rot? So on one article from a week ago, don't look now, but there's an AI-generated Italian teacup on your child's phone. What does it mean? In the first half of 2025, she racked up over 55 million views on TikTok and 4 million likes, mostly from tweens glued to their cell phone. You know, people are always like, I don't think AI is going to take over, Muda. Come on. Bro, 55 million views on TikTok in the first half of 2025, an AI teacup. Guaranteed all this person did was go to ChatGPT and it's like, generate me a sexy ass Italian teacup in animated style. The video generated while they went and jerked off in a corner, came back, uploaded that shit on fucking TikTok and went viral. It's like the ASMR glass cutting shit. I'm sorry to say, maybe it speaks to my fucking character and intellectual capacity, but sometimes I stop scrolling when I come across that. My brain is entirely open to being fucking rotted. Now, of course, thankfully, one of the things that exists about this is at least the Namu Wiki, which at least explains what all these characters are, okay? So let's line up. The apex brain rot character is tralalero tralala. And of course, the motives here is a shark that is wearing Nikes. It is a shark character with 3 legs and with Nike sneakers. At the beginning of the Italian brain not meme, part of the explanation was incorporated by the settings, enjoying Fortnite as a hobby. Now, what is the lore or backstory to this character? Not entirely sure. Really, the closest thing to understand the backstory of the shark is, I'm going to try to approach this in a poetic manner. Because we're looking at an AI-generated character, I'm going to first time use the AI-generated overview. Tralalero Tralala is a character whose origin story involves a dead shark who was brought back to life by a prisoner who then stole his shoes to save him. The shark makes a home in the shoes and eventually grows huge. While this is a Italian brain rot character, his actual origin is a popular TikTok trend that combines elements from the sound originally created by a user known as EasyBurger401 and AI-generated sharks wearing Nike shoes. And again, that was gained from this video by a YouTube user known as Brianna Plays. And I'm sure this is probably like an AI-generated human centipede feedback anus loop that has probably given the same story to us, all right? Simple as that. Of course, the other characters are Bombardiro Crocodile, which is a fucking B-52 crocodile AI bomber, okay? God damn, just from World War II. And of course, the next one is where we go a little bit, foreign. This is Tung Sahur. Now, from what I understand, this is apparently a character based from Islamic heritage. So sahur is basically another word for sari, which is like that morning meal during the month of Ramadan. And that's about all I can get out of it. This character is actually somehow so much more popular that there is actually even talks about having an individual movie based on him. Like this viral TikTok meme, Tung Sahur, is being adapted into a film by D Company, a production house behind films like Vina Sebelum Sebenhari and Dosen Gabe Sudamalam Atu Sudatahu. I'm sure it almost sounds pornographic to me, but they're actually, it's crazy when like production houses are now making maybe it's not so much different than shit like the Slender Man movie or actually, I'm not even going to say that. Those movies had like a story to it. This, I don't even understand how you can generate a story off of like AI slop. It's just insanity. Of course, then you've got Lirili Larila, which is again a elephant with a cactus body wearing sandals. And then of course you've got Brr Patapim handing them out for free. And he's from the Kingdom of Predators. What the fuck, dude? Chimpanzini Bananini. Okay, you've got like a chimpanzee that's a banana. You've got Bombompini Gusini. Oh, this is even wilder. Cappuccino Assassino. I can't, dude. I can't. It's just, you know what I feel? I feel like I'm a war photographer or something. Like, actually, no. I feel like I'm a human being and I crash landed on an alien planet and I'm trying to fucking understand life itself. Bro, for the first time in my life, I think I genuinely do. I'm not even joking when I say this. I actually feel old. Okay, when I see things like La Vaca Saturno Saturnita, fucking cow with big old feet, that's a planet. What? The sound of your fear. I actually am in fear. And of course, one of the most popular characters, and before you ask, there's probably rule 34 of this, ballerina cappuccino, okay? Apparently there's motherfuckers who enjoy looking at a goddamn ballerina cup that is a cappuccino. And that's really kind of all it just comes down to. Everything else is usually just a variant. Like, you know, if you want to just look at how brain rotted things get, you know, just imagine combining all of this shit into one character. I mean, I want to actually fucking throw up looking at this. Now, because this is such a new trend, ladies and gentlemen, to give you an idea, Italian brain rot is so popular now, at least, that what has kind of happened is, you know, when something gets like a Wikipedia page, you know it's pretty goddamn real. The closest analog to this, in my opinion, the stuff that this reminds me of, is one Reddit that I used to like actually go to when I really just wanted to turn my brain off. For anybody that doesn't know, this is r/Arab funny. And if you ever wanted to see some halal memes, this is probably the closest thing to like equivalent brain rot. I mean, literally, it is just the closest brain rot that you can find. But at least this has some like logical sense sometimes to it, right? Like halal Peter Griffin can make sense. The fucking brain rot shark does not. Now, obviously, you might be wondering, Muda, is this safe for my children? Look, if you're asking me that, you've already fucking failed as a parent, okay? Let's just rip the fucking Band-Aid off right there. But one expert, for instance, at neonmusic.co.uk asks, is there cause for concern? Some experts aren't laughing. Cheryl Eskin, a family therapist and senior director at Dee Dee Hirsch's Teen Line, describes Italian brain rot as digital cotton candy for the brain. Bro, I'm gonna be real. I think it's somehow healthier if you take like this tub of like gamer sups, you know, you just like unbox it, you know, take out a line or something and just snort it. Not that I promote that by any chance. Somehow I think that might be healthier for your brain and body than constantly seeing this. It may be funny now, but if consumed in excess, it could affect focus, emotional regulation, and how kids engage with more grounded media. You know, I don't think kids who are like fucking watching this kind of stuff unironically are at that stage where they're gonna appreciate things at the Louvre or anything of that nature. There's the content itself. While much of it is harmless absurdity, some clips have sparked criticism for their use of religious blasphemy and violent parody. The Bambarino Crocodilo character has been linked to memes referencing bombings. Oh boy. Yeah, you know what, to be honest with you, that's where the internet is now. And as wild as it is, look, I'll just say right now, the internet treating anything with civility and normality has never really existed. In fact, I think it's only ever gotten worse. But yeah, the level of brain rot that I'm seeing over here is not so much different than brain rot that I saw back in the day. I would say what's wild about it, though, is at least brain rot back in the day usually took what was like human produced and kind of like regurgitated it around through, I would say, like YouTube poops were effortful. I'm not going to say that they weren't. There is effort in producing the lore for that. I'm not denying it. But making AI-generated Italian animal characters with crappy music behind it and just using it as memes it's kind of like the final stage of the internet collapse, I would say. Like there isn't really much further you can go from here. Ladies and gentlemen, tralalero tralala, the Italian brain rot song. Italian brain rot is like the cheat code. Like if you ever wanted to like achieve any form of internet virality, I mean, looking at all this, you can't go wrong, okay? Start covering, if you're some new YouTuber that's like, man, I want to tap into a market that just doesn't seem like it ends. It really seems like this is what's being pushed. Now, I don't know if it's YouTube pushing more AI shit onto its users or whatever, but this is just the state of where the world is at now, okay? The content farms on the internet have just devolved into this. You know, it used to be people looking at shit like Gacha Heat. It used to be people looking at Skibbity toilets. Now we're fucking jerking off to ballerina teacups, all right? Maybe. Just maybe the world needs to fucking end. But there is lore for this now, and maybe it gets better, maybe it gets wilder, we'll see. You know, a month ago, a short came out, Italian brain rot children after exams. You know, AI stuff like this, 112 million views. And to be real with you, it's not just the videos. I have noticed that like literally every single ad I'm getting on YouTube now is just also AI slop. I feel like at this point, the internet, it's going to be harder to just find human related shit at this point. You know, now I think the audience for this is slowly going to become machines. We need an internet too, okay? We need something to take over. But for now, at least you can appreciate that there is a new level of extreme brain rot out there. A brain rot to surpass even Skibbity Toilet. It's like Metal Gear Solid 5. You know that one part? It's like, Kaz, we found Cypher operating in Afghanistan. Apparently, they have a new level of brain rot. A brain rot to surpass even Skibbity Toilet. Fucking brain rot Snake wakes up after his coma. It's like, Kaz, I'm already brain dead. I want to fucking die. I'm out.